All right, good evening, everyone. I always get excited on Tuesday nights. Thank you for joining us for our health chat this week. This is Alyson Chugerman, and tonight's topic is the power of protein, which is the essential nutrient for life. And we are going to delve a little bit deeper into protein, but let me just introduce myself a little bit more thoroughly first. For those of you that don't know me, I'm an integrative nutritionist, and I have a private practice called Attain True Health. And I am very passionate about food, and this is me, and one of my favorite foods, kale. I have been helping people over the last 18 years in the health and wellness field, and I specialize in weight management, hormonal imbalances, and inflammation. And over just the last 5 years, I've brand partnered with the Shackley Corporation because I realized that people just can't get everything they need with food these days. So the topic tonight is very apropos, and I am presenting this evening with Maura McCabe, and I will tell you a little bit more about her in a moment. But tonight we're going to be talking, as I mentioned, about protein, why it's important. I'm going to reveal some simple ways that you can get high quality protein in your diet. And later on, we're going to share a secret ingredient of protein that helps build muscle and is a healthy source of energy. So please stay tuned. You're on this webinar tonight if hopefully, or maybe hopefully not, that you're someone who struggled to keep your weight down, that you'd like to improve your fitness level. You want to maintain a healthy weight as you age and improve energy levels and overall health. And you would like to maintain or increase your lean muscle mass because that's very important as we age. So I'd like to be just reminding you to stay till the end because we have a gift, a very nice gift for you that we've handpicked, and it's a very informative e-brochure. So hang around to the end so you don't want to miss it because we're going to give you the link. All right, so I'm just going to make sure everyone's muted. If you guys can mute yourselves, that would be great too. Otherwise, I just want to make sure because we're recording that there aren't any background noises. All right, thank you very much. So tonight you're going to learn some of these things. You're going to learn what protein is and what it does, why you really need it, what are some different sources of protein from both foods and other sources, how to choose the healthiest protein for yourself, how to choose the best protein for your lifestyle that you lead, and how to use some high quality protein for weight management, which I think is always very important. So at this time, I would like to introduce to you my co-presenter. Maura is, as you can see, a wellness entrepreneur. She's a mom to a wonderful teenage son, and I believe she's been with Shackley now for about 8 years. Is that right?
I'd say that's close, 7 maybe.
All right. She has many. I'm going to let her tell you her story this evening because it's very important and it works well with how she got involved in using these protein powders herself. So I'm going to turn this right over to you, Maura.
Thank you, Alyson. I appreciate being here tonight with you, and thanks everyone for coming and listening. A little bit of my story, not a lot. I was a singer. I was a professional singer for a good part of my life. Of course, I did about 1,000 other jobs at the same time, but all during that time, I suffered from allergies and sinus infections and repeat bronchial infections. I was always on over-the-counter, Claritin and prescription medications, Nasonex, and a lot of antibiotics frequently. So that was something that I suffered with a lot. And I was told I would need surgery, and I did not want to do that. So I looked for a new doctor, and I found an internal medicine MD who had an interest in natural solutions. And she introduced me to some methods for building my health. And I was pretty flabbergasted by the fabulous results that I had. I had such great results that it became my mission, basically, to share that great information with other people. So that's why I'm here. And so the question tonight is, what is the big deal with protein? We need it to live, and it is a basic building block of life. So we need it for creating the cell tissues that make up our bodies. And we need it, of course, hair, nails, skin, everything, the cells that go into our organs, internal organs, but we need it also for maintaining a stable blood sugar. And we need the essential amino acids in protein that we derive from protein that our bodies can't produce. It gives us sustained energy, and it helps to keep our immune system working at optimal levels. So, of course, there's some sources pictured here of high-quality protein. And animal protein is considered high quality because it contains all 9 essential amino acids, and meat, fish, eggs, and dairy, of course, are some examples. And there are more, of course, and there might be some vegetarians listening. We have plant proteins that you can derive from soybeans, other legumes, nuts, and vegetables, and also grains have protein. So that brings up that question, you know, I've been asked, do I have to be a vegetarian to be truly healthy? And some people are concerned about humane treatment of animals, or about consuming excess amounts of saturated fats, or about growth hormones or other chemical additives that might be in the animal proteins. So some people might choose a vegetarian lifestyle to avoid that. But for me, it's really up to you. It's a personal choice. If you do eat meat, I do recommend choosing organic and grass-fed whenever possible. And it might be slightly more challenging to obtain all the essential amino acids in a vegetarian or a vegan diet, but it definitely can be done. And I'm not, you know, an advocate for either one. Whatever lifestyle you choose is the one for you. So amino acids, we talked about those for a moment, and amino acids can be the result of digestion of proteins. And amino acids make up the second largest component of human muscles, cell, and other tissues. So water is the largest one, but amino acids make up the second greatest percentage. So amino acids perform a critical role in processes like neurotransmitter transport. In other words, they help get messages around your body. And, you know, some living beings synthesize their own amino acids, and there might be animals that do that, but we need to eat them. We need to get them through our food. So that's how we have to do it. It looks like, oh, I have to do that. So there are these things called branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs, and they've been shown to prevent fatigue and improve concentration. Which it sounds like I might need some more right about now. And BCAAs also stimulate the building of muscle, which is great. Now we need this because we need muscle, obviously, to live, and it powers our metabolism. But the one amino acid, the one BCAA that does the job the best of building muscle and retaining muscle is called leucine. And in fact, leucine has about a 10-fold greater impact on protein synthesis than any other amino acid. So this is something important because athletes and bodybuilders have known this for a long time, and even non-athletes can take advantage of the benefits of leucine. Okay. Now we like to talk about soy, and soy is a great source of leucine. There has been some soy bashing on the internet, and it's gotten a reputation, but scientific studies show that people in Asian cultures who typically consume a great deal of soy, a lot more than we do, actually, have disease rates that are much lower than here in the US. And the fact is that soy protein is ideal for many reasons. It offers a complete protein profile, unlike the other plant-based proteins, because it has all 9 of those essential amino acids that I talked about before, and in the optimal ratios too. So there are a lot of products out there, and you may have noticed there are supplements, and there are energy drinks and power juices and green powders. And unfortunately, there are also many products that have ingredients that are not so safe. Now, I recently Googled supplement recall, and I found on one site alone, there were many false label claims and, quote, you know, weight loss supplement contains antidepressant drug, and detoxification supplement contaminated with lead. So you're going to detoxify and cleanse your body, and you're ingesting lead, which is not a good thing. And the list went on. So it's really important to trust the company that creates the products that you put in your body. Obviously, our foods, we want to make those good choices, and we do the best we can at the supermarket. Maybe we're shopping organic or a local CSA at the farm, which is awesome. But sometimes we can't get all those nutrients that we need unless we get them from some supplements. And that's why it's really important to trust the company. And so I've learned to trust and to love the products made by Shaklee. So the Shaklee story is just a little bit here. Chiropractor and biochemist Dr. Forrest Shaklee founded Shaklee Corporation on the golden rule, which is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And he created one of the first ever soy protein isolates more than 55 years ago. And since then, the company has built on his work and created many high-quality plant-based products, of protein. So for more than 60 years, Shaklee's been creating safe, natural products that work to help people achieve their best possible health. We're just getting healthier all the time. And here are some of the great products, the Shaklee family of powerful protein products. Say that 10 times fast, right, Alyson? And it can actually be fairly simple to get these good proteins into you. And that we also can claim, and rightly so, that they're used by Olympic athletes and astronauts, and the product purity is second to none. So you know that Olympic athletes can't mess around. They could be tested at any time of the day or night, and the products have to be clean. So I think at this point, I'm going to let Alyson take it away and talk to you a little bit more about some of the great protein products we have to offer.
All right. Thank you, Maura. Really good information. So let's take a look at some of the protein products that Shaklee makes. And I just want everyone to remember that we talked a little bit about the foods that contain protein, animal proteins, including meats and dairy and eggs, of course, and then you have plant-based vegetables and some grains, quinoa being the one that has the most complete protein source in it. But sometimes people just can't seem to get everything they need in the foods they're eating, as I mentioned. And so I'd like to just go over some of the protein powders and products that Shaklee has. And the most important one, I think, is our Life Energizing Shake. This is an amazing product. It contains the leucine that we talked about to retain that lean muscle mass. It comes in both soy and non-soy formulas. And one of the things that I like most about this is that it does also contain vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids, but it also contains both pre and probiotics. 1 billion CFUs, which are colony-forming units of probiotic, in your morning shake every day. How would you like to wake up to that? And then they included the prebiotics, which is actually food for the probiotics. So this is anywhere between 16 and 24 grams of protein, depending upon the type of milk you use. And it really is one of the perfect breakfasts. So if you could start your day with this protein powder, you'd be set for the rest of the day. Another one that we have, it's part of the Life Shake family, is a plain and simple energizing shake. Now this one, the Life Shake, the other Life Shake that I just spoke about, comes in chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and cafe latte. They also introduce certain specials seasonally, and I think we have a peach one right now for summer. I know last fall we had a pumpkin spice, so they do some fun things during the season. But this particular product that they just came out with is known as the Plain and Simple Shake. It also contains the added leucine. It's got lots of dietary fiber and the prebiotics, but it doesn't contain any sugars, and it's actually a vegan source of protein powder. So that might be good for some people that are considering or are vegetarians or vegans. The next one would be our whey protein powder, and this is part of the Shaklee 180 line, which is our weight management system. Also contains the added leucine in it. So that, again, just to remind you, this leucine amino acid that allows you to burn fat while retaining lean muscle mass. And on most traditional American diets, we lose both fat and muscle. And we don't want to be losing that muscle, as we've mentioned a few times this evening. You want to be losing all fat, and that's exactly what this does. In the whey protein powder, for those of you that don't know what whey is, our other protein powder was either a plant-based soy or non-soy, and whey actually is a protein enzyme that comes from an animal source. So whatever your choice is, we have lots of options here this evening. We also have something called Physique, and this is a whey and soy blend. It's got a very nice banana flavor, and what I also like about it is it's specifically designed for post-workouts. It's for muscle recovery. Now remember, your muscles need protein to recover after you work out. And I know myself that when I was working with a personal trainer, I could barely walk to the parking lot. My legs and arms were shaking so bad, and I would come home and have one of these recovery shakes, and I just, in a short amount of time, I really did feel amazing quite quickly. So this is beautiful for athletes and for any of us that are working out.
May I just interject one thing? I remember meeting a woman who was familiar with Shaklee products, and she had had a car accident. And after the car accident, it was very important to her to get some Physique because she knew that her muscles and her neck might ache after that sort of a shock to the body. And that's
a good point. Yeah. So there's other things to use it for. Yeah. All right. So the next one is our energizing soy protein. I bet most of you didn't realize we had so many protein powders. So this one is heart healthy. It has 1 gram of fat, only 1 gram of fat. It's a non-GMO soy-based protein. Also contains all 9 essential amino acids. The difference between this one and the Life Shake is that it does not contain the probiotics, but it's actually really good. It comes in 2 flavors. You've got your vanilla or your chocolate cocoa flavored, and it does give you the energy because of the amount of protein that it has in there. So it's a really nice option. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say about that one, the energizing soy.
I like that one. I know people who use it because it's lightly flavored, and they use it for making a little, put it in baking, and you can do that
muffins,
with some of the others.
Energy
bites. You could also
yeah.
make these little energy bites, which are so good.
Awesome. Okay. And then we have something called instant protein soy mix. And this can be used to add, like Maura just said, again, to any of your family's favorite recipes to get that added source of protein. You can cook with it, you can bake with it, you can also make drinks with it. Again, it contains 16 grams of a non-GMO plant-based soy protein, and it has less than 1 gram of carbohydrates. And just so that you know, all of these protein powders are beautiful for diabetics. They have they're low glycemic. They have minimal carbs, and they have tons of soluble and insoluble fiber in them, which allows the minimal amount of sugar that's in there to enter your bloodstream slowly. So they work very well as meals for diabetics or for people that might have had that gastric bypass surgery and that need some liquid drinks.
Oh, that's great, Alyson. I also, it's a good sneaky source of protein if you have children that don't want to eat protein-rich foods. Kind of stuff it in the pancakes, or stuff it in their oatmeal, which I've done in the past.
Yes. All right. And then we also have the Shaklee meal shakes. And these are easy to mix drink packs, which are extra nutrition for either meals or snacks. And these are, I always say that these are very kid-friendly. These are milk-based, not soy-based protein powders. They do provide 19 essential vitamins and minerals, a rich source of calcium, and an excellent source of protein. And they really do contain the fundamental nutrients that growing kids and teens need to stay healthy and strong. So this is something else that I've added into my kids' meals. And it's good for like when somebody comes home after they've gotten to soccer practice or something like that. It's a good snack idea. And it does come in a couple different flavors, chocolate. It's Bavarian cocoa and French vanilla. So these are really good flavors for kids. All right, so all the protein shakes that we just talked about are non-GMO. They're gluten-free. They never, ever, Shaklee never contains artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives. They're low glycemic. Most of them are kosher. All of them are lactose-free. And there's 100%, except for the meal shake.
I think it's the other way around. I think all of them are kosher certified.
Oh, okay. But
most of them are lactose.
Right, except for the meal shake one, which is designed for kids, which has milks, right, and the Physique, which has the whey. And then there's always a 100% money-back guarantee. Shaklee always provides that. And I like to say that sometimes people will try something, and sometimes people will use the entire canister of the protein powder and decide at the end of the usage that they don't care for, and Shaklee will always take it back, no questions asked. All right, so you need to ask yourself here why we need more protein and what's important to you. Are you trying to build lean muscle mass, which is important as we age, as we mentioned? Are you just trying to eat healthier overall? Maybe you need more energy. Maybe you just want to feel better. And then there are many of us that want to lose weight. And maybe there's some moms that are listening in tonight and you want to improve the health of your family by getting in extra protein in all the meals. So you need to decide for yourself what it exactly is, where you want to get your protein sources from, and ask yourself some of these questions. All right, we'd like to talk a little bit about a special that's going on right now, which contains the Life Shake. This is known as the starter kit. And anyone that's ready to get fit for summer, this month of June, this kit is on special. It's usually almost $200, $198, so you're going to be saving almost $50. It's $150 total, but what you're getting is 2 canisters of the Life Shake, and of course you get to pick the flavors. You're going to get some of our snack bars, which also contain the leucine. The Vital E is a multivitamin, and I'm a big proponent of getting some added supplementation into your diet, and the Vital E is a perfect, simple multivitamin that anyone can take. We have one for men, women's, and we have the Vital E Gold, which is for people over 50. This starter kit also contains something called Metabolic Boost. And I know we've been talking about proteins this evening, but the Metabolic Boost is a wonderful supplement that works with the natural rhythms of your body to work with your metabolism. It actually contains some green tea catechins in there, and it also is effective for weight loss. So if you're looking to get fit for summer or to fit into your bathing suit, this is an amazing kit. So you want to talk to the person that invited you here this evening and ask them about this kit. It's only $150. And if you do purchase the kit this month and you choose to continue using it next month, you'll get free shipping in July when you purchase it in June. All right. So I'd like to stop here for a moment, and Maura and I would be happy to take questions. I just want to check something because there's a couple questions in the chat room.
Well, I posted a question to ask everyone to post a question.
Oh, okay.
That's
Let me
one
see
that's in there.
All right.
And
if you have thoughts or questions, feel free to put anything in the chat box. Or if you'd like to unmute yourself, you should have a little microphone in the bottom left of your screen. And that way you can ask a question to us about any of the protein powders or any of the other sources of protein that you might be interested in. All right. Should I unmute people? Does anyone have any questions for us? Do you really think we did that good a job that you have no questions this evening? I like questions.
Alyson's great at answering questions too. Don't hold back.
Oh, I'm glad. Kathy mentioned in the chat room that she has some more options that she might be able to recommend physique to people. Just like Maura said, people that have been in an accident or have had some, let's say you work in your garden. Over the weekend, I was outside washing windows, and we were weeding and doing all kinds of things, and that's a beautiful time to add that physique muscle recovery shake in after something like that.
I actually used it last winter after slipping and falling on some ice.
Oh, yes.
And that definitely reduced that kind of whiplashy, achy neck.
I was just going to say, after a car accident, after surgery. Yep, Mary Ellen just mentioned in the chat box that after surgery, that's a faster recovery.
I've actually even heard of it being recommended by chiropractor or another type of medical professional for before surgery to almost to prepare you for the shock to your body, so to speak.
All right.
Thank you.
There's no other questions.
Alyson, this is Kathy.
Yep. Hi, Kathy.
Once in a while, I have some of the people who've tried the shake say they've experienced more gas than usual. Can you give any hints on that? Like, is it just that their body's not used to it, or should they reduce fiber or increase fiber?
Are you talking about the Life Shake?
Yes,
the Life Shake. Okay. I think one of the things that I'm glad you asked that question because this is my favorite topic. It has to do, I think, with gut health. Gut health is important today. We have a beautiful system, what I call our ecosystem, our own microbiome in our gut. And it does contain good and bad bacteria. And if you have, over your lifetime, had a series of antibiotics for a variety of things, or if in general you have a poor diet or you're eating a lot of processed foods, trans fats, or artificial sweeteners, or lots of refined sugar, or if you're under stress. Those are all the reasons that sometimes our gut can be affected. And gut health is extremely important. We should have more beneficial bacteria in there, or good bacteria, than we do bad. So one of the things that I've found with people is because the Life Shake contains an abundant amount, 1 billion probiotics that you get every time you have a smoothie, for people whose gut health might be somewhat compromised, it really could have a little bit of an effect because their body just isn't used to it. So I always tell people to start slowly. Maybe those people need to start with 1 scoop and build up to that. And then the second thing I would recommend for people that have any kind of gas or maybe bloating because of the added probiotics is that they should add in, if they could, a different strain of probiotics. And that might mean adding in the Shaklee Optiflora, because the Life Shake contains a probiotic that's in spore form, which is called Bacillus coagulus, which I know is a little too scientific, but the Optiflora that Shaklee has contains 2 other strains, which I believe are Acidophilus and Bifidus. So the more strains that you can get growing and multiplying and colonizing in your intestines, the less bloating you'll have in the long run, and you'll just feel much better. So sometimes they kind of have to ease into it. They can either cut back on the scoop and work into 2 scoops a day, or they can add in more probiotics and help to heal the gut a little bit quicker. So I hope, did that answer the question?
Yes, very helpful. You're always helpful, Alyson.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Good.
Thanks, Kathy.
You too, Maura.
All right, so let me see if there's any questions in the chat box. All right, so Phyllis asked if energizing soy is for recovery, or is there something special in the physique? I think that what I know is that for muscle recovery, it's better in most cases to have a whey protein source than a soy. So it doesn't mean that the Life Shake or the energizing soy protein powders are bad, but for recovery purposes, especially after working out or the things that we've mentioned, the whey protein powders are better for that.
I found out something surprising though, Alyson, not to contradict you. The physique actually has both soy and whey in it.
Yes, it's a blend.
In a blend.
That's right.
And the best thing about that combination, and also the fact that it is carbohydrate and protein in the special balance too. It's not just protein, because a lot of guys who are out there working out and going crazy in the gym for hours and hours believe that they've got to finish with pure protein, and that's actually not the case. Shaklee scientists have discovered that it's better with a balance of carbohydrate and protein to recover.
Yes.
Have your muscles
Yeah.
recover.
And as Mary Ellen just noted in the chat room, in the Shaklee physique, it's called Bio Build, which is the perfect balance of carbs and protein, which is just what Maura
There you
said.
go.
Yep. Hopefully that helped, Phyllis.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, good question. All right. Anyone else have anything before we end this evening? All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for staying to the end, and thank you for such wonderful questions. So the gift that we have for you this evening is on the myths versus facts about soy. Many people have many questions on this, and as Maura mentioned earlier, there's always been some controversy. So you can write that down or jot it down. It's a bit.ly link. It's just called soy-the real deal. And you can go ahead and download that yourself. It's an e-brochure, and you could probably share it with others if you choose to, if someone asks you a question about that. And then I just wanted to remind everyone that every Tuesday night, it's from 7:30 to 8, we are doing some health chats, and there will be on a variety of products. This month's products happen to be part of our weight management system. And of course, last week, if you haven't heard it, there's a recording that we did on healthy weight. And okay, Maura's going to put that link in the chat room. Mary Ellen, thank you for that question. And so this week we talked about soy. Next week we will be talking about the amazing benefits of green tea. And the week after that we will be talking about that metabolic boost which is in the starter kit that I talked about. And you'll go a little bit more in depth on that.
And that starter kit is available $50 off of retail until
June
June
30th. Yep.
Okay,
With free
jump on
shipping
that
in
if you-
July. Yeah, jump on that. Is right. $150. 2 canisters of protein powder, the multivitamin, the metabolic boost, and a whole box of snack bars. It's
And
an
also, if
amazing
you
deal.
are not yet a Shackley member, which we know some of you folks are, but if you know someone who is not yet a Shackley member, they get their membership for free too. So that's an additional $20 savings and 15% or more savings going forward on any products that they choose to try. So it's
All
a great
right.
deal.
One last chance if there's any questions, anyone? I see something else in the chat room. Let me just check. All right,
That's me
it.
putting
Yep.
in the link. Yeah.
Maura put the link in there if you guys want to copy that down. It's the bit.ly link, soy-the real deal. All right, thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a
Thanks,
great
Alyson.
evening. Yep, and thank you to Maura, and we hope to see you on here next Tuesday night when we're going to be talking about the amazing benefits of the green tea. Good night, everybody.
Bye.